Is there a magic formula to manifesting? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. But before we dive in, there's still time to grab the Kindle version of Mindful Achiever for just $2.99 on Amazon. Thanks so much for those of you who have already bought it. Great. Can't wait to support you. And you will get a bonus form that I did not include in the book, which is really good. It's a fillable PDF. It's a Mindful Achiever objective process. So good. All right, let's dive into this episode. There are a lot of teachers out there who focus on manifesting. I mean, even Dr. Joe Dispenza, and then there's Abraham Hicks, and there's cybernetic transposition. If you've studied that at all or read the book, How to Get Lots of Money for Anything Fast, and so many teachers, so many people contributing to the conversation. And I often, as you know, talk about like a 3-step process. And today, as I was thinking about what I want to talk about with you all, is this notion that there is a simple, repeatable process to give us the results we want, like magic formula for manifesting. And the more that I work with it, the more that I play with it, because I do like to play with things, not white knuckle manifesting. That's a little bit too smart goal for me. Is I'm thinking there's not. I'm thinking, yes, there are best practices maybe, but not a perfect formula. And here's why. Is each person's spiritual growth journey is unique to themselves. And that if we think about manifesting as a byproduct of our spiritual journey, a byproduct of growing and evolving our consciousness. Yes, that is more how I think about manifesting. It's an outpouring of our desires, our intentions, and that if someone is working on spiritual growth, evolving their consciousness, then would it stand to good reason that they might be more effective at manifesting? They might have more successes. Possibly. But yes and no. If we think about manifesting as something to play with in the material world, then there are possibilities that our desire, our intention, that it's actually not right for us right now. We've talked about that before, right timing and right action. Sometimes phrases come to me, and I don't truly understand them until sometime later. And I'm starting to see that now, that phrase that I like, right timing, right action, and that's actually in the Mindful Achiever objective form, which you can get if you get the Kindle book. Send me a screenshot. You've bought it on Amazon. I'll send you the form out. I do have that language in there, right timing and right action, because I think when we set a fixed date that we want something to happen, it can encourage us to try to control the process. I don't think manifesting can be controlled because there are so many circumstances that we may not be consciously aware. So if we continue this discussion that there's no magical formula to manifesting, how do we proceed? How do we do it? Well, that's a really good question. Here's my current thought right now. And if you know me at all, if you've been listening to the podcast at all, you know I try not to have a fixed view about something because I could get another intuitive awareness that expands how I see something and expands my consciousness. So my current view on manifesting is that it is a way for us to articulate the changes we want to make in ourselves, the changes we want to make in our life, and what we want to experience. Think about it. It's not just the car, right, that you want, but you want to experience how good it feels to get in a newer car. Maybe a car that has fewer miles on it. And how does that make you feel? Maybe a little safer driving the car on a long trip. Maybe you feel more abundant. That's wonderful too. Maybe it just feels good as a reflection of your progress in the financial material management of your life. I got a new car, and I like this car. It feels good to drive it. It's not from an ego perspective. It's like, oh, look at me in my new car. Or maybe it is, but I don't think so. If you're listening to this podcast, you're into mindfulness, right? So when we are looking to make a change or bring something to our lives, there's a reason why. We are looking to feel different in that area of our life. And I'll tell you, I know I don't mean to talk about cars a lot, but the last car I had was last May. I traded it in. My car was a 2012 Subaru Forester, and it had 213,000 miles on it. And you're thinking, crazy, what are you thinking, Ariana? I have driven that car all over the country, California to Austin, Colorado, multiple times, a lot of long road trips. I always trusted the car. I felt safe in it. But then, it was May last year, I take it in for an oil change because I'm about to take a road trip, and there were multiple serious things wrong with it. I mean, serious. That was, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should drive it 10 miles. So I was like, okay, the time is for me to get a new car. So for me, I liked the idea of running a car into the ground instead of it going to the landfill. I don't know if they put cars in landfills. That was just my perception. And then when I was really clear, it was right timing, right action, magical experience with finding the right car. I went to Houston to visit my son for the first time. He'd lived in Houston working for a company. He didn't really like it, so I wanted to see what it was like. I'd never been there, really. And I said, would you mind helping me find a new car? This is what's going on with my Subaru. He said, yeah, no problem. So we did a little research. I had 3 top cars to look at, and it was the first one, and I knew, as soon as I looked at it, this is my car. We ended up negotiating a great deal. It was fantastic. So top of the line car, Subaru Forester, touring. But why didn't I have it before? Because my friends, I had been looking at it for a few years. I would say maybe 3-4 years. I'd been thinking about getting a new car because the mileage was creeping up. Never found the right one. So I put it to one side. I didn't fuss or fret about it. I just put it to one side. And then I'd have this urge. Oh, I'm going to look again. Did a couple test drives, couldn't find it. Put it to one side. I didn't get frustrated. I didn't do white-knuckling, kind of smart goal, forcing it to happen. I didn't. I trusted in right timing and right action. Now, what did that mean at the end of the day? I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted a blue Subaru Forester, less than 100,000 miles, and all the bells and whistles. And it was black leather upholstery. As soon as I sat in it, it felt brand new. And it was already 5 years old. So it's like amazing. Right timing and right action. But that takes patience, doesn't it? And might I add, it takes a little discipline to not jump at the first thing that comes your way. How do you know if it's right for you? I will say I had been a little disappointed a few times, like I really wanted that. But then I settled. It's like, nope, I'm going to wait. So if we look at, quote unquote, the lack of magical formula, and we trust in the process, and we've got clarity around what it is we want. And here's the key thing, is letting it go. Did I let it go? I did, and then it came back. I reviewed it again, and I got more information about what I wanted. I didn't want a really old car. I didn't want to have a car that had 200,000 miles on it. I got clarity. So sometimes, my friends, delays can mean you're building momentum for the very right thing to come to you. It may not mean that it's not coming your way. So magic formulas, I think they're guidance. It's not so fixed, like we put the GPS coordinates in our Google Maps or our car. We're starting here and that's where we want to go. I don't think manifesting works like that. I don't think it has fixed turn right, get on the highway, go 3.2 miles, get off, turn left. I don't think it's like that. I think we can get gentle guidance and we can get intuitive hits and respond to it like I did. And then we allow it to come to us in right timing and right action. And that we trust the process. But I do believe, I didn't say there's a magical formula, but I do believe there can be structure. Anybody who knows me, I love structure. You should see my routines through the day. I kind of dance through my day and like, whoa, I get an amazing amount of things done. Because I've got a framework of how I start my day. And certain things are non-negotiable. Like meditating, doing my PTX, physical therapy, PTX therapy. And I also have to take the dog out. I do my spiritual reading. Those are non-negotiables. Maybe it's 5 minutes one day. Maybe it's 30 minutes another day. Maybe it's an hour or longer. So I allow it to stretch depending on how much time I have. Those are non-negotiables. Those are the things that set me up to have a really clear head and heart to approach my day with the greatest amount of presence and peace, love and compassion for whoever I'm relating with in that day. I want to bring my best. So that's what I do to set myself up for the day. So we talked about there may not be a magical formula, but I will say this is what I found radically helps, is when you are in harmony between your unconscious mind and your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is, I want this. Your unconscious mind as the doer. You can learn more about it in the book, Mindful Achiever. When there's a lack of harmony between your unconscious mind and your desire, you disconnect from your manifesting force. When you feel stressed, you contract and aren't firing on all cylinders. You aren't operating from positive manifestation, positive expectation. And as a result, you can start to be blind to subtle messages around you, including disconnecting and ignoring your intuition. Negative emotions can disempower us. It kind of sucks our manifesting force, flushes it down the toilet. Those negative emotions that say, I'm never going to have it. Why'd that person cut me off? Who are you to talk to me like that? You're treating me like a child. You know, we all do it, right? We need to ferret out any negativity in our starter memory. So if you've read the book, this will make sense. When you are looking to achieve something, you've got an objective, you've got that intention, you write it down in a clear statement, and then you take a memory of something you've done in the past, a starter memory, and you take that and you use it and optimize it for what you want today. There's power in this. There's great power because what you have accomplished in the past, your unconscious mind knows how to do it again. It's like driving a car. But here's the thing, is you can subtly modify it. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. You can make changes, upgrade it for who you are and what you want today. But if negative emotions, stress, worry, white-knuckling it, were present in that starter memory, that's going to carry over. And so there's an exercise I walk you through in the book to take that starter memory and clean it up. Eliminate any negativity so that you have the greatest chance of success, and also how to add more of what you want. So if it was a revenue income goal for your business and maybe you now want to double it, you have all the power in the world to change that revenue number. We just want to clean that starter memory up of any white knuckling, forcing, or pressure. So I call the exercise blocker bypass. blocker bypass. I'm going to touch on blocker for just a moment. So blockers are ways of thinking, being, feeling, habits that we've adopted along the way. They were expedient at one time to help us get through a challenging moment, but right now they're diverting our energy and grounding it. We lose access to our powerful manifesting force when a blocker comes because it's not operating for the highest and best good of who we are today. It may have started when we were 3 years old, when we didn't get that extra cookie, and we started screaming, and then we got sent to our room and we got a spanking. Okay, so that blocker might say, oh, don't ask for what I want, because I might get a spanking. I might get cut off from loved ones. You're not going to be conscious of this, my friend, but the blocker can hold you back from speaking out loud what you want. And one of the things that I know about manifesting is that we have to articulate it. Whether you speak it out loud, like I talk about in the book, where you actually articulate it, speak it out loud, or you write it down multiple times, but you have to ask. What if you got squashed at 3 years old for asking? Probably all of us have. And if we're super sensitive, we could think, no, I can't ask for what I want. I'm going to get spanked. But we don't know that. We're not conscious of it. But we do hold back asking for what we want. We do hold back by settling. We're like, oh, this is good enough. Maybe I did that when I had that 2012 Subaru Forester. This is good enough. It's working for now. I'm not taking long rides. Maybe I did. Maybe I did settle. But there came a point where it's like, I'm worthy of this. I deserve this. I want it now. And there was complete alignment and harmony between my conscious mind and unconscious mind. So when you take that starter memory, if it contains any residual stress, it's going to create inner contradiction, and it's going to block the successful manifestation of what you want. So to create harmony, we will ensure that the starter memory you use to launch your desire is free of any negativity, stress, or pressure. And you learn exactly how to do that in Chapter 10, Launch Your Rocket of Desire. It's a really good exercise, and it's deliberate, and it's powerful, and you'll feel uplifted after, because you may not even be aware of how much heaviness you've carried from that quote-unquote success. You got what you wanted, but it was a hard job getting there. Oh, I enjoyed this episode. Sometimes I have no idea what we're going to talk about, and then I get a starter spark, starter memory, and I love these episodes the best. All right, as we wrap up, remember, you can still get the Mindful Achiever Kindle version for $2.99 on Amazon. It will be going down this weekend. And if you want to get the print book, I do like print books. Feel free. I'd love you to get that. And yes, send me a screenshot and you will get, hopefully, a speedy response to that. And you'll get that form, which is the Mindful Achiever Objective Setting Form. And it's really good because you don't have to keep referring back to the book. You'll have all the steps right there and it's fillable. So good. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, as we confirm ourselves, we chart our own path to success. So much love. Bye for now.